Welcome to Pass the Baton. This is your 9-minute Olympics recap with me, Aj Tiruchelvam. Don't miss out on a day's worth of action. Hit the subscribe button right now and make sure you drop us a comment and tell all of your friends. Straight into the action on the first day of competition, we saw Cook and Bacon. Cook and Bacon is their nickname, in the synchronized diving. It was an amazing final, with the Australian final dive being a tragedy, falling off their side of the takeoff board, and that actually allowed Great Britain to move into bronze position. Incredible. Following that action, we saw Great Britain take place in the hockey against Spain. And if I'm really truthful, Spain were the more attacking side, but Great Britain showed their professionalism and they managed to push forward and keep putting goals into the back of that net. With the final score being 4-0, it was an impressive performance. Following that, we have Eva Okaro, who's going to become the first black woman to swim at the Olympics for Great Britain. That is a monumental occasion. And following up monumental occasions, we saw Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz team up together, the protege, the mentor, both representing Spain, obviously, in the doubles, and they won comprehensively. If I'm brutally honest with you, I missed most of this match, but I did tune in for the final 3 points, and wow, there were some final 3 points to be excited about. Nadal, obviously, playing with an injury. He had his right thigh heavily taped up there. It's certainly exciting to know that Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz will be working towards another match together and possibly even making it all the way through to the final. That is certainly one to look out for, particularly if this is going to be Rafa's final year in tennis. Following this, we had Anna Henderson winning silver in the cycling for Great Britain. The cycling was really dogged by the horrendous weather, with tons and tons of falls on a corner right towards the end of the time trial. And also in the men's, we had quite a dramatic finish with GB's Josh Turling missing out on a medal. He dropped 2 seconds with a bike change and a puncture, and that ended up costing him not just silver, but also bronze, and moving him to 4th place. Following this, one of the dramatic moments of the game so far involved the fencing. Yes, that's right, you heard me, the fencing. I haven't spent a lot of time watching fencing over the years. I did, however, watch this particular match where a Georgian competitor believed he had just won, to only then be told that the point had gone to his opposition, and then a series of angry and aggressive moments entangled one another. And yeah, it's quite something to watch. Go and type in fencing on YouTube. Go and look for that. But make sure you subscribed here first. Following this, we had an evening of pool action, and we saw the relays, the men's 4x100 and the women's 4x100. Particular drama actually in the men's 4x100 with the fastest split, or one of the fastest splits ever for 100 taking place. It was a exciting but dominating performance from America, winning by a good couple of meters there. And the third leg is really, really one that you need to look out for. Now moving to something a little bit more disappointing. Earlier on in the tournament, we found out that Canada, or the Canadian women's football team, had been using drones to spy on their oppositions. This then made suggestions that they have done this prehistorically, or historically, not prehistorically, we weren't around, historically. And as a punishment, Canada have not only found themselves losing their head coach, who has been banned for 1 year, they've also been docked 6 points before they even start a match. That means basically they have to win their next 2 matches to have a chance of going through. More positive news, though, we see a change of sports. Chase Budinger, the NBA player, spent 6 or 7 years in the NBA, moved to Europe for another year, and then switched to volleyball, is now going to be representing the USA at the games for volleyball. And then 2 legends of the pool. We had lots of action. We had Peaty and Katie Ledecky back in the water for qualifiers and also the finals. So Peaty representing in the 100-meter breaststroke in the semi-finals there, and he really did storm to victory. He looked the strongest. He did get the fastest time. Even though it's not his main event, the 50 breaststroke is his main event. And then we also had Katie Ledecky competing in the 400-meter free final Again, not her main event anymore. She's moved up in distance or focused on those higher distances. And she managed to get bronze behind Titmus of Australia and McIntosh of Canada. If memory serves me right, McIntosh made an appearance at Tokyo at the age of 14. So she's turned up here and she's 17. Remember, Tokyo took place only 3 years ago because of the COVID pandemic. Anyway, what is coming up for you? Well, today it's Sunday. Sunday's competition is packed. It's absolutely packed. We've had the rowing already this morning. We've had beach volleyball commence. But there are some big occasions. And when I say it's packed, those big occasions include the legend, the absolute living legend, Simone Biles. She's making her Olympic comeback. And it's odd to say comeback for someone who's dominated the sport so much. But she will be entering the artistic gymnastics floor. If we cast back, she was obviously struggling with the twisties at the previous Olympics. But she's going to be back here and she is angry. She's not angry, but she has sent a message on social media saying, if I haven't messaged you, it's because you weren't on the journey up with me. So a real big message to her competitors and her critics. Also making another appearance this evening is Adam Peaty as he goes for gold towards the end of the action. He's going to be in that 100-meter breaststroke final. And if I'm honest, he really does look like he's an arm's distance ahead of anyone else going into that pool. The Chinese athlete just didn't look on the mark. More action is also taking place in the pool. There's the face of the French games, or French pool action really, is Leon Marchand, and he is only 22, and he's been threatening a lot of Phelps's performances. Phelps obviously being the most decorated Olympian of all time. I can't remember the stat, but if you rank him as a country, he's right at the top. But Leon Marchand will be going in the 400 meters IM. He's only 22, and he has the same events. He is a mixed athlete that performs in both breaststroke as well as butterfly, as opposed to butterfly and freestyle. So definitely one to watch. This might be a very special games for him. And then finally, we will be watching Andy Murray in potentially his final tennis performance, playing alongside Dan Evans. Dan Evans comes from the same town as I do, just a few meters actually away from where I'm recording this. So will Andy Murray be able to play another couple of matches, or will this be his swan song? Loads of action coming up to you. Remember, please, please, please hit the subscribe button down here, wherever it is on your screen, and make sure you drop us a comment. What's the action that you've enjoyed the most over the first couple of days of the Olympic Games? And don't forget to tell your friends. For now, enjoy the action. Bye-bye.